They're fast, they're fearless, and they're saving lives every single night. Welcome to our latest video just days after Ukraine celebrated its Air Force Day. And today we're diving into the skies about Ukraine. Let me ask you, what do you call the Air Force that has almost no planes, but is still capable of scaring Russia to death? We will talk about the Ukrainian Air Force, how they fight, adapt, train, and finally receive the long-awaited Western weapons. So if you are here for the first time, click the subscribe button and stay with us. So buckle up, we are flying into the story of the Ukrainian Air Force. I'm Roman Smoler, let's start. Just days ago, on August 4th, Ukraine marked the day of its Air Force. There were ceremonies, speeches and tributes to fallen aviators. And in Lviv, a city known for its culture more than combat, something special happened. Right in front of the city hall, a blue Air Force flag was raised. A small but proud gesture in a country where every plane and every pilot counts. Because for Ukraine, air superiority isn't just strategy, it's survival. The Ukrainian force was officially born in 1992 from the remains of the Soviet Air Force. It started big, more than 1,000 aircraft, but most of them were outdated or grounded over the years. By 2022, many jets were still Soviet-made, mostly MiG-29, Su-24, Su-27, all built before YouTube even existed. For years, the fleet aged without serious modernization. But everything changed in February 2022. The full-scale invasion hit. Ukrainian pilots were flying into battle outnumbered, outgunned, but never out of fight. Some didn't survive. Some became legends. Ukraine's pilots took off daily to intercept Russian cruise missiles, drones and even glide bombs. Imagine Top Gun, but with fewer resources and no Tom Cruise. Many of these aircraft have been repaired, cannibalized for parts, or upgraded with NATO-compatible systems. Ukrainian pilots have been prized for their creativity, using decades-old jets in new ways. For example, flying extremely low to avoid radar, or launching long-range JDAM bombs with modified MiGs. When Russia hit Ukrainian cities with missile rain, it was the Air Force that tried to stop them. Pilots flew in blackout conditions, using all radars and Cold War jets to take down hypersonic missiles and Shahid drones. Their missions were brutal, some came back, some didn't. But the Air Force didn't just defend, they stuck back, hitting airfields in Crimea, oil depots in occupied territories, and even Russian command posts. And all of that with jets built decades ago. In May 2023, Ukrainian Su-24 stuck deep into Russian-held Crimea, hitting targets near Sevastopol. Not bad for a jet that first flew in the 1970s. We do what we can with what we have, said a Ukrainian fallen pilot with call sign Jews. And finally, in 2023, the ice broke, help started flying in. The Netherlands and Denmark were the first to pledge F-16s. And it wasn't just paperwork. President Zelensky was there in person when the first 42 jets were officially promised. A historic moment not just for the Air Force, but for Ukraine's whole war effort. The promise is more than 60 F-16s in total, from Belgium, Norway and other allies too. And no, this isn't just about better tech. It's about shifting the balance in the skies. But fighter jets are useless without fighter pilots. Before a single F-16 files combat missions, pilots must train hard. Ukrainian pilots are training in the US, Denmark, Romania, the UK, and it's not just flying. They learn NATO standards, tactics, airfield logistics. Give us the tools and we'll finish the job. Some pilots say they'll need 6 months to a year to master the F-16.
Yeah, so it is really super fun jet to fly. I'm not saying that MiG that I flew before is super boring, but the F-16 is definitely more agile. We study a lot, we fly a lot, we prep for the missions and so on. Royal Danish Air Force has taken a huge responsibility on their shoulders for carrying out this mission, and you can only imagine how hard it is for them to train us for day-to-day operation, but they are being nothing but supportive.
But it has been updated several times, and actually as it is right here, it's a very modern aircraft. It's competitive with the best Western fighters, and so you will. I'm sure that the Ukrainian Air Force will benefit from that. It's a very modern aircraft that they receive from us. So we have a lot of sympathy with the Ukrainian people, and we want to do whatever we can to help. So, of course.
Yes, they need time. Logistics and infrastructure must adapt, and every F-16 must be kept combat-ready under war conditions. But every week of training brings Ukraine closer to modern skies. They say we're not just flying planes, we're learning how to fight as equal as NATO.
Цей рік наші повітряні сили отримали «Міражі» – бойові машини з Франції. Також додаткові F-16 будуть ще. І сьогодні ми затвердили наступні етапи розвитку бойової авіації, нові платформи, нові кроки в інтеграції наших сил з військами партнерів. Наша мета – це повна, ефективна інтеграція повітряних сил України з силами НАТО, що точно дасть більше можливостей українському захисту та водночас зробить нашу державу ще більш міцною частиною захисту Європи.
So, what's the Ukrainian air fleet like today? It's a patchwork. MiG-29s and Su-27 still flying, though many were lost. According to various estimates, few dozens aircraft destroyed during the war. Dozens of F-16s promised, but still on the way. Also, Ukraine is now upgrading some of its own jets with Western tech, even adapting Soviet planes to launch Western missiles. The Air Force of Ukraine is no longer just a post-Soviet structure. It's evolving into a NATO-style air force in real time during wartime. The future is still uncertain, but what's clear is that Ukraine is getting stronger in the air, the pilots are ready to learn and fight, and Western aircraft like the F-16 are just the beginning. We know we have to survive, and we will, fallen pilot Juice said once. And what about Russia? It's freaking out. State TV screams about escalation. They threaten to bomb airfields in NATO countries. Bluff or not, they're scared. Meanwhile, the West is cautious optimistic. General Mark Milley once said, this will give Ukraine the capability to control its skies in the long run. And that's the key, long run. Ukraine's not getting 500 jets overnight, but it's no longer alone in the air. So where does that leave us? The Ukrainian Air Force is still outnumbered, still flying underdogs, still fighting smarter, not louder. But for this time in year, the tide in the sky is slowly turning. Pilots are training abroad, new jets are on the way, and every mission flown down is part of a bigger shift in the skies over Ukraine. If you want to see what air power transformation during war looks like, just see Ukraine's pilots. Thanks for watching, and if you believe this story matters, like the video, share it and subscribe for more. The next battle may be on the ground, or it may be 30,000 feet above it. Either way, we'll keep watching the skies. See you next time.